Here's the grid then for round 27 of the championship. Ollie Gray and Joseph Loke on the front row. Alex Dunne is third on the grid with Aidan Neat P4. Then it's Louis Sharp and Ugo Achukwu on the outside of row 3. Eduardo Cossetang next up with Noah Lyle. Then it's Georgi Dimitrov and Dan Ginchard. Ginchard challenging for the rookie championship honours with Ugo Achukwu. Ollie Stewart is next up with Marcus Flack. Michael Shin is on row 7 with Adam Fitzgerald. Then it's Ed Pearson and James Higgins, Jack Sherwood and Isak Barashi on row 9. More cars to go because we've got new cars on the grid this weekend. Jaden Parriott is next up with Daniel Mavlyutov. He had his best finish, race 2 of the weekend. He completes the grid. So we'll see. And the final race of the weekend at Silverstone is underway. It's a good start by Ollie Gray. We've got a staller on the grid at the last moment.
Big shot.
That's going to be red straight away, I would imagine, if not a safety car. And again, it's the drivers further back that have the issue there that can't see when they're coming through. So the lead has gone away well. Joseph Loke challenging for the lead. Now we wait for the signals to come through from race control. I'm just having a quick look onto the grid. It is red lights on the start line. We've got flashing red lights down there. Safety car being scrambled here, unless the red lights are for some other purpose. But it's Ollie Gray showing in they're actually going into safety car weave mode, so the drivers have calmed it down exceptionally well. And that is Ed Pearson, the ex-junior driver who moved up into F4 this year, who's come a cropper there.
Yeah, that was I think that was Louis Sharp who was stalled on the grid. I think his teammate just about avoided him, but Pearson did end up running at the back of him. It's such a difficult one because you make an amazing start. You're focusing on getting every gear change right. If you look further back, there's 2 stallers actually. I think that was Lyle as well. But look at that, just caught his front left on Sharp's rear right. And yeah, that's it's messy. It's very messy, but I just hope that everyone's all right. You can see that car, it's just taking the front corner off. But yeah, I'm hoping that everyone's all right. These cars are so strong now. They are designed with the way the wishbones are and the wheel tethers, that the wheels don't go flying anymore. The wishbones are designed to collapse, and the carbon tub is to protect the driver. So that's the most important thing. I think everyone's all right. It's great to see Ed Pearson straight out the car. Louis Sharp there, he's pushed through the gap in the wall, the start-finish, the pit lane wall, and I'm hoping to see him get out. But yeah, it looks good. It's just a little bit of damage on the rear right. Lights are out now. Finally, we're going to get going again. Let's see if we can get this race underway and see if Dunne can do anything about Gray leading the race and Loke in front of him.
Got a hungry Aidan Neat behind him as well in 4th position. He'll be wanting to get up onto the podium. Well, Aidan, nice to see him in the paddock earlier on this weekend and have a very brief natter with him. So here we go.
Now is he going to do something different just to try and catch them out? I would.
You should, shouldn't you, really?
Otherwise, you're going to show your hand once again. But it looks like he's going to do exactly the same. He didn't make. He made a good start, but Loke was on the ball, ready to go. Let's see if Dunne's going to be ready. It depends what gear they're all in. I'm sure they're all in first gear, second gear. So he's going to leave it a little bit longer this time. He wants to try and stop them getting that slipstream. This one's not bad. He's actually pulled away a little bit from Loke. He's gone now as they would come through Woodcut.
Yeah, here we go, racing again. And just 7 minutes left on the clock. Loke's going to have a look down the inside. Dunne goes to the outside to try and challenge for that second position that he wants. At the moment, the way they stand, the championship will go to Brands Hatch, the final weekend of the year in 2 weeks' time. But it's Ollie Gray, who's had a superb meeting, you've got to say. We've had some superb... Look at this, looks like a proper full field of cars now. A proper singles. Look at the field. Brilliant now with the 4 new drivers that we've got this weekend as well.
Cossetang got a great restart there. He's now alongside Neat. This is bringing Ugo Achukwu into the mix as well. It actually was a good restart from Dunne. He nearly got past Loke as he went into turn 1. Now he's a little bit closer. Ollie's got away slightly. It's all spread out, but Cossetang and Neat battling away as they come through Brooklands.
Takes the pressure off Dunne, doesn't it? A little bit further back. Achukwu having a go at Cossetang. Achukwu is with the yellow number on the back. He leads the rookie championship. Wants to stay ahead of Dan Ginchard, who's in the light blue car behind him. So watch Ginchard in the light blue car behind the dark blue. Those two dicing for the rookie championship. Ginchard new logo and livery this weekend for the sponsors that he's welcomed here to Silverstone.
As he goes round the outside as they're going to turn 1, great move from Ginchard. Yeah. That was all. He's gone a bit wide as he's come through turn 1. That's now going to bring Ugo Achukwu back into the mix on the inside as they come into turn 2, side by side. Can Ugo get it done? He looks like he has, but Ginchard is trying to go around the outside once again as they come out of turn 2. But yeah, great bit of racing. That all stemmed from Ugo going a little bit wide coming out the last corner and dropping a wheel in the gravel.
Great shot that was. All three of the top three rookies in the championship, because Ollie Stewart is there as well, getting stuck in. Ginchard's going to have a look along the outside as they come down into Brooklands. Thinks better of that. We'll look in his mirrors. You'll see Ollie Stewart, the young Scot, who's also had race wins this year. And then we look back. Marcus Flack, great to see the white and red livery of Fortec back in the mix as well. Up with the front runners. So Flack is in 9th place. His teammate is a little bit further back, 11th place actually for Higgins, who is on his debut weekend in single seaters. Good stuff from James Higgins this weekend.
He's doing a brilliant job. He was in Ginetta Juniors a few years ago, and he's made his step into F4. As you can see further back in the race, there's a few going wide, and we've got a few newcomers as they're battling away. We've got Barashi and Pariat, as well as Higgins, who's joined us this weekend.
Of the race, 2 cars off there. 2 of the rookies off went the, I think it was the 20...
Barashi.
It was Barashi, wasn't it? Yeah.
And there's another one in the wall as well. So, yeah, let's say we'll have a replay of that shortly. But, yeah, it looks bad, actually. It looks pretty messy as he's made the wall, but they've had contact and there's a bit of suspension damage, I can see.
Safety car again. Could have done without that.
Yeah,
Alex Dunne could have done without it. That's Mavlyatov, isn't it?
Yeah, Mavlyatov and Barashi, who's come together as we've gone through turn 1.
We're going to have a look at that, but Dunne is going to be very frustrated. He's had no racing time to get on terms with Loke. Loke's had very little racing time to get really on terms with Gray. He did have time to set the fastest lap of the race. Let's have a look at the back.
Further back as they're all coming through turn 1. The contact has already happened. Actually, I believe that was Mavlyatov who was just avoiding that. I think the contact was with other drivers. Maybe we'll have another look later, but he was just trying to avoid it, and that's what's put him really wide and put him in the wall. So, real shame for him.
It is a pity. Mavlyatov very nearly at the first anniversary of his first car race. It was at the Formula Ford Festival last year. We're looking forward to that event down at Brands Hatch in October, just before the Ginetta Scholarship. Actually, busy week that week, and whether Mavlyatov will do any more of those races or not remains to be seen. 3 minutes on the clock. This doesn't leave much time for things to change around.
It doesn't, does it? It's a bit of an anti-climax, unfortunately. We were hoping to see some action at the front, to seeing if Alex Dunne could do something about his championship, which you know, this all could be settled, and I'm sure it will get a viewing in the next few weeks before the last round in the MSA Stewards High Court. But we will see if anything can be done. The lights are still on the safety car as they go past on the start-finish straight.
The other little variable you have in the points, of course, is that drivers do get points for race 2. You get more points in race 2, potentially, because you get additional points for the number of passes you make or the number of places gained from where you start on the grid. So that is going to be, without a doubt, a variable.
Yeah, it certainly is. It's a point for each one that you overtake. Right?
But we don't know at the moment. We don't know exactly how many cars are going to be there.
No,
there is a limit. You can't race at the last event unless you've been at one of the previous ones.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean to say that all of the previous drivers are going to be there. So the points are fluid. So there's a little bit. But as I say, the scenario we've been given, it's all academic now, because it looks as if with 1:53 on the clock and safety car lights still on, we could finish under safety car, and we're going to go to Brands for the finale.
Which is always what we want to see. We want to see it all go down to the wire. I think the Ginetta Juniors is looking like it's going to go down to the wire as well from the race that we've had earlier on in the day. It would look like Josh Rowley was going to win.
No more judicials on that then?
Oh, yeah, I'm sure there will be. Yeah, that's all we tend to do. Yeah, red flag. We've got a red flag by the looks of things.
That's going to be red and checker, isn't it?
That's the end of the race. So no more racing for these boys. So, yeah, it's going to go down to Brands.
2 weeks to go before we go to Brands Hatch, and it looks like there's 102 points is the gap now done to Gray. Achukwu still leads the rookies, and he's third overall from Louis Sharp. He's the third of the Carlin trio, so 3 of the top 4 places for Carlin, but not the one they wanted to be in at the top. 5th place in the standings, Joseph Loke, then Aidan Neate and Georgi Dimitrov, Dan Ginchard in 8th, Eduardo Costang 9th, and Ollie Stewart in 10th.